after their 8-year-old son claimed his life in their home. And a man is dead and a woman fighting for her life in hospital tonight following a car crash in western New Providence. Also, the Public Hospitals Authority explains its decision to temporarily utilize Princess Margaret Hospital's chapel for pediatric care. We have those details. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's not the news any parent expects to hear, and tragically, a family here in the capital has to endure the pain of losing a child. Authorities confirming that an older sibling discovered an unresponsive 8-year-old boy at a St. Albans Drive home shortly before noon today. The young victim was found with a belt around his neck, hanging from the security bar of a bedroom window. The sibling promptly notified his parent, who contacted authorities for immediate assistance. Emergency medical services personnel responded promptly and made efforts to save the boy's life and resuscitate him. He was subsequently transported to hospital for further medical attention, but died shortly thereafter. This as the world recognizes Mental Health Day, the latest incident highlighting the need for greater mental health awareness across the country. Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, is optimistic the new mental health bill will supplement government's goals of prioritizing mental health nationwide.
When you look at the new mental health legislation, it's one of the most sophisticated pieces of legislation in the region. It's very big, and we are bringing it into force in stages. It comes with resources, and the government, by way of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, will be better, more equipped financially, as well as with manpower resources for the full implementation of the new Mental Health Act.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training identifying the young suicide victim as Mariano Cherry, a T.G. Glover Professional Development Research School student. In a statement today, education officials say they are immensely saddened by the sudden passing of the young student. The third grader is described by the school community as an intelligent, high-spirited student who loved reading and learning. Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, her executive team, and all ministry staff extend heartfelt condolences to Mariano's family, loved ones, and the entire T.G. Glover community. More tragedy in western New Providence today, with traffic police investigating a fatal car crash. According to authorities, shortly before 3 o'clock this morning, a female driver and a male passenger in a white Honda Accord were traveling west along John F. Kennedy Drive, west of Gladstone Road, when the driver reportedly lost control and crashed into a utility pole on the southern side of the street. Both individuals sustained serious injuries as a result. The man succumbed to his injuries in hospital. The female driver was in critical condition at last report. Over in Exuma, a 31-year-old woman was arrested today following the seizure of more than $62,000 worth of suspected marijuana found hidden in several boxes. The woman was arrested around 1 o'clock this afternoon by Exuma police in collaboration with Drug Enforcement Unit officers at Tosstown International Airport after uncovering and seizing over 26 pounds of the illegal substance the woman had attempted to conceal. The investigation into this matter is ongoing. In other news, the Met Office issuing the all-clear this afternoon from Hurricane Milton. The weather system leaving behind minimal damage on the northern Bahamas. Residents of the islands of Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini experienced tropical storm conditions from the outer bands of the massive storm. According to Aaron Sargent, Managing Director of the Disaster Risk Management Authority, work completed by utilities ahead of the storm's arrival helped prevented the damage.
In Sweetingski, there was a loss of electricity and water supply. BPL and water and sewage crews will provide an update on the restoration. In West End, there were reports on Tuesday of blocked drains. The Ministry of Works actively engaged contractors to clear those drains, and all drains were cleared. And from our latest reports from the administrator out of West End, that drainage clearing was a real help to allowing the flood waters to recede very quickly.
According to Sargent, a total of 9 people chose to move into hurricane shelters on those islands with hopes of escaping those strong winds and rains, ultimately causing disruption in utility services.
Those activated shelters are all open until the Department of Meteorology advises otherwise in terms of the tropical storm warning. In Bimini, both BTC and Alive communication have been lost. Both companies have been contacted and advised that crews have been mobilized and will provide an update. We have since been able to be in contact with the administrator, Ms. Arthur, through the use of a sat phone. We are waiting for further updates from her, but there seems to be reports of minimal damage as well. At their shelter, the Lewis McDonald shelter has 1 occupant. In Abaco, Moores Island has lost communications and electricity. Utility companies have been appraised and will provide an update on restoration.
A subsea fiber break between 8 Mile Rock, Grand Bahama and Bimini caused a disruption in landline, internet and mobile services on Bimini and Cat Key today. The Bahamas Telecommunications Company Director of Technology Operations, Drexel Woods, confirming that a technical team was assessing the issue and working on methods to restore services in the shortest time possible. BTC apologized for the inconvenience and advised that it will continue to provide updates. Back here at home, Jayan Michaela Major took the oath at Government House this afternoon to become the country's newest senator. Doing the honors was Governor General Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt. Prime Minister Honorable Philip Davis was among those congratulating the new senator. He noted that Senator-elect Major, a partner in the law firm of Higgs and Johnson, will be a vital partner in propelling the country's economy.
Knowledge of the maritime and aviation businesses has given her a deep well of expertise, which will allow her to begin contributing right away. Her work on the boards of the Bahamas Maritime Authority and the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation has given her experience navigating complex issues. She's ready to create and drive policies which will help us modernize and expand the Bahamian economy. I'm so optimistic about our country's future because of Bahamians like Jayan, one of our new generation of leaders who are ready to innovate and change what is possible for our country.
Senator Major replaces Senator Quinton Lightbourne, who resigned earlier this week to join the board of directors at the Inter-American Development Bank in Washington, D.C. Senator-elect Major thanked the Prime Minister for the opportunity to serve all Bahamians.
I am here to work tirelessly for the people, to listen to their needs, and to advocate for solutions that bring about meaningful change. Public service to me is not about holding a title. It's about showing up for the people who entrust you with their hopes and dreams. I am committed to being a senator who remains grounded in the realities of everyday Bahamians, who understands their struggles and who fights for the opportunities that they deserve. This role is an honor, but it is also a responsibility. It is a commitment to serve with integrity, to act with compassion, and to strive for a future where every Bahamian, no matter their background, has the chance to thrive.
The Consumer Protection Commission investigating an increase in consumer complaints, which according to newly minted Executive Chairman Senator Randy Roll, is now pegged at 334 for the year. He said the CPC has already begun to visit couriers across the country in hopes of correcting the reported failures in their systems. This as he encouraged consumers not to be afraid to step forward in filing complaints.
The CPC has seen a rise in anonymous complaints this year, as well with 22 consumers opting to not file official complaints due to fear of backlash. We want to foster a trusting relationship with consumers and encourage you to share your bad experiences and bring violators to our attention for the betterment of the disadvantaged.
According to Roll, these are the highest numbers recorded by the CPC. He vowed that the Commission plans to collaborate with other agencies to hold companies responsible and accountable.
Our data also shows a rise in complaints against local shipping companies, with 32 complaints followed by construction companies, food stores, utilities, and auto parts stores. Consumers should ensure businesses are registered and always keep receipts. Lack of business license is a major red flag.
Still to come, a physician's continued recovery. You're watching the Bahamas tonight at 11. More news in a moment.
In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to be caught up in the rush. But when you remember, rushing can lead to disaster. Don't rush. Take your time. Remember, your life and others depends on it. Slow down. Stay alert and arrive alive. Because in the race of life, it's not about how fast you get there, but how safely.
This message is brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Structural issues on the southeastern side of the Princess Margaret Hospital's children's ward has forced officials to temporarily utilize the hospital's chapel for pediatric care. In a statement today, the PHA pointed out that since the chapel is located on the first floor of its critical care block near the main entrance, the facility was repurposed as an overflow space and virtual care unit for pediatric patients. While structural repairs have now been completed, the PHA and the Ministry of Health and Wellness have secured funding to undertake a full renovation of the Eastern Block, which will encompass the children's ward, eye ward, theater, and a new dialysis unit. Now to this follow-up story. The medical community poured its heart out to help one of their colleagues bear the financial brunt of a medical emergency. Wes Calix-Forbes has this update.
In good spirits and in good health, veterinarian physician Ajita Wallace Pender is overwhelmingly grateful for all the support she's received since being diagnosed with heart failure.
I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my fellow Bahamians and non-Bahamians alike for your generous support of financial donations, blood donations, and as well as an abundance of prayers. All of these things, along with life-saving efforts of multiple medical teams, through the grace of God, has allowed me to survive this critical period in my life. I have battled illness for more than half of my life, and it's thanks to you that I am able to carry on fighting.
For someone who has dealt with heart issues for many years, Dr. Wallace describes it as unique, branding her recent surgery as a success. She basically thought she was going to sleep only to wake up 3 weeks later.
The medical team there were excellent. They were working around the clock. I was in the ICU the entire time that I was there, except for 2 days at the end. And they got me back up and running very quickly. Initially, I was attached to the ventilator through via a tracheostomy tube. So I have the scars from that right here. They were able to wean me off the ventilator with some difficulty. I ended up having a pneumonia at that time.
As Dr. Wallace Pender recovers, her advocacy remains a beacon of hope for patients navigating the complexities of heart health. While these initial procedures have shown positive results, Dr. Wallace Pender has yet to receive her much-needed heart transplant.
But the next step will be a heart transplant, and that next step we are obviously hoping for, planning for, and looking forward to her full recovery.
The veterinarian physician remains optimistic and committed to recovery. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix-Forbes.
It is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace, this year's theme for World Mental Health Day. World Mental Health Day goals this year is to champion mental health in the workplace and build best practices that create cultures where workers have the potential to contribute productively and thrive. According to the World Federation for Mental Health, issues such as depression and anxiety are pervasive in workplaces globally, impacting productivity, attendance, and overall performance. When left untreated, the staggering economic cost is an estimated $1 trillion annually by the World Health Organization. Staying healthy isn't just about a visit to the doctor, but rather making daily choices that contribute overall to your well-being. As participants of Atlantis' Health and Wellness Fair found out today, Diane Dorset has more.
It's a full house at the Health and Wellness Fair at Atlantis, where staff are not only learning about the importance of eating right and staying active, but also getting hands-on experiences with health screenings. I've been speaking with event organizers and participants who share why events like this make all the difference.
Well, we want to make sure that we are promoting healthy employees, right? It's important that our employees manage healthier lifestyles. Healthier people are ordinarily a little bit more happier people. We want our team members to feel well while they're working and to engage not only our customers but also each other.
That was Aisha Neely, Executive Director of Health and Safety at Atlantis. From fitness to healthy eating, the fair aimed to engage all staff to make healthy choices and build lifelong habits. Rhonda Wright, founder of Seedlings Place, shared how small changes can lead to big improvements.
It could be as simple as increasing your intake of water. It could be as simple as including additional fruits every day, eating more vegetables. But when we hear that, it's kind of boring, and so that's where, again, I come in to help you to prepare it in interesting, exciting, easy, but delicious recipes that don't take a lot of time.
There were also interactive activities to give staff a better understanding of their health.
So I was really expecting, oh, you anemic, you need to drink more vitamins, but everything was normal. My pressure was normal, my iron, surprisingly, it's regular. My cholesterol was a bit average. I was told I needed to step back on the shrimp, but I'll get over it, because someone like me, I wouldn't go to the doctor unless I'm very, very sick. Otherwise, I would take over-the-counter medication. So I feel this is a benefit for the staff here, like myself.
It's clear that the Health and Wellness Fair is more than just a day of activities. It's about giving people the knowledge and resources to live happier, healthier lives. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
And coming up in sports for the night, team manager for the Bahamas national baseball team looking forward to big things. Details ahead in sports. Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. It is going to be a busy time for baseball here in the capital as the Caribbean Baseball Cup has returned to our shores. The event will take place October 23rd through the 28th over at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond, which has everyone excited as 6 countries will be participating, including Cuba, Dominican Republic, Curacao, and others, including the host country, Bahamas, will all be on the field looking to move up in the world rankings. Secretary General of the Bahamas Baseball Association and part of the local organizing committee is Theodore Sweeting, and he says the plan is to get the Bahamas right back in position to play at the World Baseball Classic.
The goal of our country is to have a strong showing and a strong finish in this cup, because the next classic preliminary rounds begin in 2025, and we want our ball players to represent the 242. So that is the goal now. That is the focus of what we're trying to achieve here, and the reason why we're getting ready to host the 6th Caribbean Cup.
Now, a lot more in regards to that event coming up for you a little bit later on. Shifting now to other local sporting news, our very own Jay Philippe will be honored this weekend as part of the 40 Under 40 celebrations. Jay taking a moment to reflect on that selection.
I thank the committee for selecting me. Whenever I decide to take part in sports, it's never for money, it's never for popularity. I do it simply because I love and I'm passionate about sports, mentoring young people through athletics. Persons did it for me when I was young. And so it's not easy being a coach and also being a sportscaster at the same time. But I thank my executive staff here in ZNS for allowing me to do both at the same time, where it doesn't interfere with any.
Government League Basketball Championships getting started last night at the D.W. Davis Gym. Police Crime Stoppers taking a 1-0 lead in that best-of-7 series. They get the 81-77 win over the Nassau Flight Service Ballers. Game 2 of that series will be on Friday night. That's going to be at 8 o'clock over at the Donald Davis Gym. And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Thursday. Our Thursday weather forecast is just ahead. Stay with us.
From the sugar to the jam to the pigeon peas and coconut milk.
I love JBI products. My favorite product is the ginger tea.
My favorite item would be the peas and coconut milk. For today, I'm trying out their white cane sugar. I want to say
I've been buying this now for 5 years. It gives me a good kick in the morning.
Whenever my mommy cooks, she must and will put the JBI corn inside my tuna and rice.
Anytime I make my sky juice, I always use JBI condensed milk. It's really good.
All of the products are exceptional.
Try JBI. Happy anniversary, JBI.
Happy 30th year anniversary, JBI.
Happy 30th anniversary, JBI. Thank you, Bahamas.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil?
Good evening, Royston. Milton now racing away from the Bahamas is now a post-tropical cyclone, and that forward speed has increased to 21 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds still holding at 70 miles per hour, but we expect some weakening over the next day or so. And the forecast track of that system easterly, and that will become a remnant low-pressure system by Friday, continuing over the open waters of the Atlantic. But we do have Leslie out there. Leslie still now a tropical storm, packing winds of 70 miles per hour, moving towards the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Would we expect a turn towards the northeast, and Leslie will continue trekking the open waters of the Atlantic, and by Sunday we expect that to dissipate as well. And our temperatures around the Farm Beef Islands this evening: Marsh, Ababaco at 81, Greenville, Key 79, and Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands 83, 86 in Alistown, Bimini, Harbor Island 84 degrees, Roxanne at 84, Fresh Creek, Central Andros 83, 85 in Camp Space, South Andros, and Black Point in Zuma. Over in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, they're all registering 87 degrees, 87 again in Georgetown, Exuma, 86 in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Macon 85, Acklands 85, Matthew Town, Nagua 86, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also at 86 degrees. And our satellite picture showing we still have that outer rain band stretching across the central Bahamas, and that will continue to support pockets of showers and thunderstorms as that system continues to trek towards the east. And our forecast tonight: windy and very warm, mainly clear this evening, then mostly cloudy late with a passing shower or two. The low temperature tonight should get down to about 81 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at a pretty nice day, partly sunny, still breezy, 88 degrees for your high temperature, and extended weather forecast. Lovely weather right through Saturday, but come Sunday, we have a little troughing move into the area that will bring in some clouds, and that will continue into Monday. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developing on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Bryson.
Thank you, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm Devontae Hanna. This is ZNS.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel